Filming from Gen Con 2014, I'm here with Jürgen, who is the designer of a new game. The game is called Shinobi Clans. It is published by Posthuman Studios and it is being released here at Gen Con 2014. I understand that there was a limited print-on-demand version before, but this is the real thing. This is the final product. Thank you, Jürgen, for taking the time to tell us a little bit about the game.
Thank you.
So what is the game about and how does it play?
Okay, so the game is called Shinobi Clans. It looks like this. And it's a ninja card game. And in this game, each player is going to take on the role of the master of a ninja clan. And there are target people on the table. And each player is going to select secret contracts to either assassinate or guard those targets. Then you get a hand of ninjas and weapons and you play them and you try to fulfill your contracts.
Okay, let's see how that works.
Okay, so in a 3 or 4 player game we will have 3 random targets in the middle of the table, like the Ronin, the old ninja master or the Shogun. And they will all get a random reward card, and the reward card tells us how much gold the contracts on these targets are worth. Now, the left side and the blue symbols are always for guarding, and the right side and the red symbols are always for assassination. So what this means is that a successful Guardian contract on the Shogun is worth 7 gold, but a successful assassination contract is worth 12 in this case. But it's much harder to kill someone than to protect him. That's why it pays better to assassinate someone. Now, if you notice here, the blue helmets are Guardian power. So the Shogun comes with inbuilt defensive power. He always has his 5 guards with him.
He's not completely defenseless.
No, the Ronin is alone. The Ronin only has 1 defense. But he also only pays 1 more if you kill him. So you have to choose wisely. You're going to select 2 contracts, which could be any combination, 1 guardian, 1 assassination, or 2 guardians, or 2 assassination contracts, or 1 of each. The only thing you cannot do is choose a guardian and an assassination contract on the same guy.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the basic setup. Should I explain the card types?
Yes.
Okay. So the basic.
As I explain the cards, we can also have a look at some of the gorgeous art that is on these cards.
So the artwork is by Nan. She did all the artwork for all the game, and you'll notice that we had her do all the backgrounds of the cards. So that they all already have the card type, the card type color in the background. So
this is a perfect blend of aesthetic and functionality. It looks great, and it also works in the game.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, look at this. So these are the basic cards. The red ninjas are the assassin ninjas. They have red shuriken as the power symbol. The blue cards are the guardians, which have the blue helmets as their symbol. Okay, now we're going to see how the gameplay works. Okay, so when it's your turn, you're going to play 1 card, and because they're ninjas, they're going to be played face down, right? You
very
can't see
sneaky.
them. Right. So I place them down on the target I want them to. And then at the end of the round, when every player has played their cards, we will have stacks of cards on the targets, and then we're going to resolve these stacks. So we turn them over 1 by 1, and all the guardians will go on the guardian side, and all the assassins will go on the assassin side, like this. And then we will count all the power on the guardian side and all the power on the assassin side. And only if the assassins have more power than the guardians then he will die, and if not, he will survive. So in this case, we have an attack power of 7, but a defense of 5, 9, 12. So the old Ninja Master will survive, and if you have selected a Guardian contract on him, you will collect the money. One important thing is, when 2 or more players have the same contract, they have to split the money. So you have to be careful what you select. But of course there are complications. So this card says remove the Guardian in the opposing battle slot. We call these battle slots, so this would be battle slot 1, battle slot 2, battle slot 3 and so on. So if she would end up here, she would kill this ninja before we count up the power. But if she would be here, she would kill this ninja and so on. So she kills it before we count the power
the final
of the side.
tally, yeah.
Right. And there are a lot of cards that do this. So it actually matters where in the stack your cards are, because that determines where they end up.
Yeah, the play order matters.
Right. Okay, now the purple cards are the specialists. The specialists all have special abilities, and they can be used to help you for both kinds of contract. Okay, let us check how it works. These are also played like the ninjas into the stack, and then when we reveal the cards and we reveal a specialist ninja, his special ability will trigger. So the bomb maker, for example, he will kill the ninja that is under him in the stack. So he would kill this ninja and they would both go away, and then we would continue with the stack. Then there are also specialists that say play face up, like the spy here. I would play him face up on the stack, and he would let me reveal the topmost card. And this is how I can find out what the other players are doing and see who I should oppose with my bomb makers or stuff like that.
Nice.
So that's one way to get information about what the other players are doing. A second way to get information are the weapon cards. I'll find someone for you. Let me check. Okay, there they are. Okay. If you check out the weapon cards, you'll notice that they have both assassin and guardian power.
I see that.
So the way these work is, if we use these three, I'm also playing them face down, but I won't play them here. I have to play them on the side I want them to. So if I want to use this for defense, I will play it on the guardian side.
Yeah, you're committing to the side that you're going to use next.
If I want to use this for assassination, it'll go here. And the next card will go here, for example. And then when we go through the stack, this card, the first ninja, will get the first weapon.
Oh, nice.
And this one would get this weapon. And then you would add all the power on this side. And a weapon without a ninja is useless, so they get discarded. And of course there are also weapons that affect the opposing battle slot, like this one would remove the opposing ninja's weapon, for example, and stuff like this. Okay, there are two more card types. The green ones are the meddlers. Now the meddlers are not ninjas. They are people who try to influence the outcome behind the scenes. They are also played face down in the stack, and then when we reveal them, they go under here, and they will affect the reward you get. So the enemy in high places, he will pay 2 more gold if the old ninja master dies. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And there are also thieves that can take away rewards. So If I don't have a contract on the Ronin, but I want to screw the other players, I play the Thief here and they get less money. And the last type of card are the event cards.
These look neat.
The event cards are one-time card drawing effects. So for example, Disappear in Smoke, I play it on another player and I can draw one of his cards and play it myself. So the other player will lose a card, but he will also gain information, but because he knows what card it is and where I played. And that's the different cards.
Well, it sounds like, I have to tell, it sounds like an interesting game. I haven't played it yet, but I like how the basic idea of just stacking cards and then resolving them on the two sides of the character is so linear, is so basic, and yet there are just so many effects that you can combine. And there's the meta game of trying to figure out what the other players are doing. So you had that bluffing, mind reading component too.
It's the rules are very easy. The fun in the game is to outwit your friends.
Yeah.
One thing I haven't explained yet is how you actually get your cards. Because each player gets a hand of 10 cards and it's an open draft. You want me to explain that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we are 3 players. I would place a number of cards openly on the table, twice the number of players. So if we are 3 players, I'd place 6 cards on the table, and if I'm the first player, I would get to pick 1 card, and the next player would get to pick another card. The last player picks 2 cards, and then it goes back. Second player would take a card, I would take a card, and we would do this 5 times, and then we would end up with 10 cards.
I see.
And afterwards, each player gets a set of contract tokens. It look like this. So the red contracts are for our assassination contracts, and the blue contracts are guardian contracts. And then after you have your hand, you can choose freely 2 contracts you want to take on in this round.
Excellent. Yeah, this is a game with a lot of bluffing, with a component of stealth. And so you're talking about stealth, I want to acknowledge that there's a stealthy figure that is looming in the background. Reviewer extraordinaire Joel Eddy, the real ninja of the convention. But thank you, Jürgen, for telling us about Shinobi Clans. I had to tell you, this is a game that I'm pretty excited about and I really look forward to playing it.
Thank you. Goodbye.